So if you're tired of feeling stuck, overlooked, and underpaid, you're in the right place. I'm Antoine, and I help everyday people just like you build real, profitable freight dispatching business from scratch. No CDL or trucking experience needed. Today, I'm sharing with you the exact tools that separate successful dispatchers from the ones that give up. Whether you're working from your kitchen table or dreaming of running your own operation. These essential tools will help save you time, money, and a ton of headaches. Most new freight dispatchers fail before they even get started because they're missing these tools. Don't let that be you. Stick around because missing just one of these tools could cost you big. Let's get you set up for success. And when you're ready to take it to the next step, click the links below in the description for more information about my free training, Freight Dispatching Done Right, and details about my upcoming 3-day workshop. All right, let's get right into it, dispatching CEOs. So, essential tools and setup for new freight dispatchers. So, with these essential tools, you'll be able to predictable cash flow, not just hustle. We want to do more than hustle. We want to actually make or actually generate revenue within our freight dispatching businesses. This video will give you a plug-and-play system plus strategy. So with plug-and-play systems and strategy, you will have momentum from day one. From the day you launch your business, you want momentum, you want motion. You want to see people becoming interested in your brand, and this video and tools will teach you just how to do it. You need structure and accountability, which equals results that compound. You're going to have certain actions within your business and hold yourself accountable to those actions, and those are going to manifest into results that compound. And you're going to see that manifestation in the cash flow coming into your business account. So we basically want to reverse engineer everything that we do. We want to have certain structure and accountability that lead to certain steps so we can reverse the plan backwards of what steps we need to do to get an increasing amount of drivers to sign up with us and to pay us money. You'll learn the exact framework used by dispatchers signing drivers every single week. So we want to turn our attention to the exact tools and setup to sign drivers every single week. We don't want to concentrate on why we can't sign drivers, but we just want to focus on the proven methods to sign drivers every single week. So why most new dispatchers fail? Overcomplicate with the wrong tools. So many people get into freight dispatching and they start paying for so many tools that they don't need for the stage of their business. So what I want to teach you to do is just concentrate on what you need exactly at the stage you're at, so you don't spend cash flow on things you don't need yet. And you don't want to chase shiny objects in the beginning. As a freight dispatcher, you can generate a lot of revenue, but in the beginning, you want to make sure you're putting back a good portion of that into your business to reinvest it into your business, and you're going to get the momentum going faster. It's going to increase, which is going to bring in even more cash flow. So we need to reverse engineer that in the beginning of your business. A lot of dispatchers think dispatching is just booking loads. They don't think about a driver pipeline, and they don't think about generating market demand into their business. No systems for leads, calls, or follow-ups. Business stalls. So if you don't have any system for nurturing your leads, you're going to cause a bottleneck in your pipeline, which then you're not going to have enough drivers signing up into your business to generate the cash flow that you need. So you need systems for leads, calls, and follow-ups. Lack of structure. Can't scale past the first driver. Your business will get very busy, especially with momentum in your pipeline, with signing up drivers and dispatching them. Things would definitely get busy. So you want to make sure you can scale past that first driver. Hustle without flow equals burnout. So we need the right flow coming into our business. Let's move right along to mindset before tools. So tools only work when they are tied to driver demand first. Loads come second. So you need to be able to increase driver demand. And the success flow looks like leads, because you have to start attracting the attention of potential leads or drivers that are potentially interested in your brand or your service offerings. So once you have leads, you're going to start getting on phone calls with those leads. Once you get on phone calls, you're going to start signing up drivers. And once you start signing up drivers, that's your weekly revenue. So we need to make sure we come up with a plan to reverse engineer this system right here. First, we want leads, calls, signed drivers, weekly revenue. A lot of people, or of course all business owners, want an increased amount of weekly revenue, but how we manifest that increased amount of weekly revenue, we start with leads. How can we get more leads in the pipeline? And as we get more leads in the pipeline, everything else flows naturally. This is the law of attraction. This is how the law of attraction manifests within a freight dispatching business, because you can't attract an increased amount of revenue without first attracting an increased amount of leads. So what most people do is think about the dispatching part, and that comes after you signed up a driver, then you're dispatching them. That's your weekly revenue. But the quickest way to increase your weekly revenue is get more leads, because that's going to lead to more calls and signed up drivers. Tools fuel an implementation sprint, not busy work. So you need, launching your freight dispatch business is an implementation sprint. You're going on a sprint, a weekly sprint, to implement higher value ideas into your business, and that is what's going to allow you to launch your business. So think like a CEO, build infrastructure, not hustle tactics. Predictable revenue beats random wins. So when you have this predictable flow of leads, calls, and signed up drivers, it's going to lead to predictable weekly revenue. And we increase the weekly revenue by increasing the leads. So what I teach inside my Freight Dispatcher Bootcamp is to backwards plan everything. Think about how much weekly revenue you need to survive and you need to flourish and thrive. We think about that number first, and then we reverse engineer the plan, and we see how many leads, calls, and signed up drivers we need to equal that amount of weekly revenue. This is what we call predictable revenue. We want predictable revenue, and predictable revenue beats random wins. But if the lead generation isn't predictable, the weekly revenue isn't going to be predictable. If the weekly lead generation is random, you're going to have random wins, including random drivers signing up and random weekly revenue. But we don't want that. We want it to be increasing and predictable. Business foundation setup. So, 1, register your LLC, credibility plus legal protection. 2, protect your brand. Get your EIN, business bank account, and agreements. Then 3, you separate personal and business finances from day 1. I'll leave the link below. I recommend the book Profit First. You as a dispatcher, you need to implement Profit First into your business, and you need to implement Profit First into your businesses of the truck drivers that you will be working with. Also leave a link for a blog post going over Profit First so you can understand it better. And here's when we open Profit First accounts: revenue, taxes, operations, growth. To speak quickly about this, you want all your revenue coming into one account. That's your revenue account. And then you want contributions or percentages automatically divided to your tax account, your operations, your growth account, your employee pay account, your owner pay account, and more. But you want this money divided between different accounts or funds. And then you create a financial engine designed for scale, not survival. So these are the steps of business foundation and setup. But of course, number 0 is always to create market demand. So you want to get people, potential clients or leads, interested in your brand. That's one thing most people miss, but without that, it's no need to worry about anything else. So demand is king in your business. Essential marketing tools. So problem, drivers can't find you online, and this creates a pain in your business. So without visibility and trust, you'll struggle to sign your first driver or run ads. So we need specific tools for drivers to be able to find you online, and these specific tools will allow drivers to know, like, and trust you, because that's one thing most, or 97% of new freight dispatchers fail with, is getting drivers to find you online and getting drivers to know, like, and trust you. But with these tools, drivers will be able to see you, see your brand, see what you're all about, and see what's important to your company. And without them, no one would know about you. So the solution is business pages. Business pages build instant credibility, expand organic reach, and unlock paid advertising. I definitely recommend you to have Facebook, IG, and TikTok. So these tools are going to allow you to increase market demand by putting your value out there. And what you always want to do, you always want to give out more value than the average dispatcher, give out more value than the market, and you put that value on these social media sites. So the thing to do is to study what creates a successful trucking company. Think about the things that owner-operators aren't thinking about that lead to success, and then you give out those ideas on your social media business pages. So then you're going to have visibility and trust, and you're not going to struggle for drivers to know who you are. So the second tool, your content doesn't stand out. Low quality visuals and videos get ignored, costing you leads. So you definitely want content that stands out and that generates market demand, because your content is controlling everything else in your business, because with your content, you're attracting leads. So it's very important. So the solution for that is to have Canva or CapCut. Canva and CapCut let you create pro-level designs and videos fast to grab attention. Canva, you can create so many things, from editing videos to making thumbnails to making pictures to go with your social media posts. And CapCut, you can also edit videos. So I recommend Canva and CapCut. So next tool, problem, leads get lost or forgotten. And that causes a pain within your business, and that's without a system. Warm leads go cold and your pipeline dries up. So now that you're using your social media sites to post videos, and you're also using Canva and CapCut to edit those videos, and attention is getting on your brand and you're attracting leads, you don't want to forget about those leads. Once you start getting potential drivers' contact information, you don't want those leads to get lost or forgotten, because you've done work to start attracting leads. So let's see how we can solve that problem. Solution, Trello, driver pipeline CRM. So in Trello, you can have your driver pipeline CRM, and you can move leads from cold, warm, call schedules, and signed driver to active driver. So I'll show you a brief Trello board of how I will organize it. All right, here's a simple Trello CRM. As you're getting leads in, drivers interested in your business, you can put their name here and lead in, and you can put their phone number, email address, any information you have about them in the description here, and save it. And once that lead comes a warm lead, maybe they send you a DM or email asking you questions about your service, you can move them over to warm lead. Once you have a sales call scheduled for them, you move them to sales call schedule. Once you send them the agreement, the dispatcher agreement, after the phone call, you move them to agreement sent. And then once you receive that agreement back, you move them to agreement received 1. So as a freight dispatching business CEO, you want more lead flow. This is the momentum coming into your business. So what you really want, what's top priority for you, is to know how to get as many leads from lead in to agreement received or 1 every single week. And as you get this pipeline flow to increase, your cash flow will also increase. Trello as your CRM. It's a good beginner CRM and it is free. So next tool, your problem that you will have without this tool is following up manually eats up your time. Follow-ups mean missed drivers and inconsistent flow. So as those leads are coming in, you want to make sure that you follow up on those leads and you don't want to always depend on doing that manually. Solution is Active Campaign. Active Campaign Automation. Active Campaign automates email and SMS nurturing 24/7, building trust and urgency while you focus on closing. So this is a paid tool, and with Active Campaign, you can send out automatic emails and SMS marketing, but this is a tool you don't want to start paying for until you start having leads come into the pipeline. So until you set up your social media sites and started to create social media content to get leads interested, you don't really need Active Campaign. So you want to watch the amount of money you're paying for certain tools when you start your business, and you want to get these tools in order. Sales and communication systems. Problem. Let's get to our next tool. Calls, texts, and voicemails are scattered across devices. The pain this can create is miscommunication with leads to lost deals and frustrated drivers. So the thing is, this is a pipeline. You don't want to create bottlenecks in your pipeline. So as you're generating these leads, you don't want calls and texts and voicemails scattered between multiple different devices. So my solution for that is Open Phone. Open Phone centralizes everything in one professional app. You can use the Open Phone app on your phone. You can have it on your laptop, on your desktop. So every device you use already has the Open Phone communication system there. And as you hire more people to work for your company, they can have their own phone numbers, all using your Open Phone account. Next tool. Problem. You're not sure what to say on calls. So we want to be confident. Now that these leads are coming in, you're following up with the leads. They're getting automatic emails and text messages, and you're starting to get on an increased amount of phone calls. You want to be for sure what to say. You want to sound like an expert on those phone calls because you don't want to miss the potential deal. You not sounding like an expert could make an owner operator not want to sign up with you. So the pain that's going to cause is weak scripts create awkward calls and lower your close rate. So you want to use ChatGPT backed by AI-backed scripts. ChatGPT provides you proven openers, objection handling, and follow-ups to boost confidence and conversions. If you want more information on the exact ChatGPT scripts I recommend for you to use, make sure you look in the description below. Next tool, your team's communication is scattered. The pain that this causes, miscommunication, slows down sales, operations, and driver support. So we want everything that happened with speed. This is logistics, it's transportation. We need speed, and you don't want to be the person bottlenecking that speed as a freight dispatcher, because we're all about efficiency. So Slack organizes all conversations by channels, keeping sales, marketing, and operations aligned. So I recommend you having each one of your owner operators and dispatchers and you in different Slack workspaces. And then you can also have the Slack app on your phone, desktop, laptop, everywhere you go, and you will be able to communicate with your drivers and your dispatchers. The thing I love about Slack, you can easily send a quick audio message or even a video message to your truck drivers. You can also easily record your screen. So if you're on your desktop and you have a rate confirmation and something that you want to point out on the rate confirmation to your driver, you can easily use Slack and record your screen showing the rate confirmation and explaining and pointing out what you need to your drivers, and easily send that information to your driver via Slack. It's a great app. And if you're a true dispatching CEO with dispatchers working under you, you can see the communication between your owner-operator truck driver and your dispatcher. And when you need to hop in, you can, and you already know what the conversation's about. Next tool, pipelines collapse without daily action. Inconsistent calls equals inconsistent revenue. So we want these calls to be consistent. And that's why we also use Trello. Trello boards keep daily sales tasks on track, so your pipeline grows nonstop. So what we do inside the Freight Dispatcher Bootcamp for our sprints, inside the bootcamp, you get 30 days access. So we have 4-week sprints. So every week is a sprint. And what I help you do is to organize your Trello plan of the week. I'll show you that. So here's your simple plan of the week. And what I have here, you can see plan of the month, plan of the week, the different days of the week, and complete. So what you want to do is when you first are about to launch your business, or you're going to sign up for the boot camp, we'll be doing this inside the boot camp, but you want to start with your plan of the month. So this is your large overreaching goals for the month. So one could be sign 3 drivers, and you could possibly have more, but everything that you do during the week, it needs to add up to you achieving your large goals for the month. So, and then every Sunday night, what I do is I sit down and I write down all the important goals I need to get done during the week, and I put them here under the plan of the week, and then I start separating them by the days that I want to do certain tasks. So I just slide them over to that day whenever I plan on doing them. And then let's say Monday comes, I create the Facebook page. I want to drag this down to complete. I also create a TikTok page. I want to drag it down to complete. So every week, as you're getting tasks done for each day, you want to drag them to complete. So this way you start off the month and you start off the week focus on your own biggest goals and what will actually move the needle in your company. So now we're not just hustling, we're having a proven method that creates flow. And by putting tasks on your Trello board here and getting them done, it's going to create flow in your business. And as you can see, even the tasks I have here on the Trello board will add up into leads coming into your company. And we will just keep working to build your company as those leads come in and you get on sales calls and driver signups. But everything you put on your plan of the week is going to manifest everything else that happens within your business. Moving right along, we're going to get into the dispatch operations tools. So problem, you can't find loads consistently. Of course, we need to be able to find consistent loads as a freight dispatcher because that is what owner operators are depending on us for. So no loads equals no revenue for you or your drivers. So we definitely got to have a fix for that. And the solution is load boards. DAT and Truck Stop are 2 good load boards. These load boards give you daily access to freight, one piece of your bigger dispatching strategy. So each load board you get will just help open up your load pipeline even more. And as a dispatcher, you want to keep thinking of solutions to increase the load pipeline of your owner operators. So next, operations tool. The problem, managing drivers and loads without a system is total chaos. If you did everything right in the beginning and you got leads coming in, you're getting on sales calls and you're signing up drivers, what that is going to manifest into is total chaos in your operations department if you don't already have a system set up. So missed details can equal unhappy drivers and brokers, which we don't want. So the solution is Trello Starter TMS. You can also have a TMS, which is a transportation management system using Trello. Trello Starter TMS keeps loads, drivers, and updates organized visually. Okay, here's our simple Trello transportation management system. Created this just as an example, but each card here, you add a new card, just hit add a new card and you can give it a name, but each card should be the name of your particular trucking company you're dispatching for. So you can have all the trucking companies you're dispatching for here on this one board. I only have this one card as the example, but it could be 8 cards moving across this board. But here you have your client roster where you have all your drivers. If they're on duty and they're waiting for you to book them a load, they'll be at awaiting load. Also, here in the description, you can have the driver's names, numbers, email address, everything you need to know about the truck, trailer, and equipment. You can have your packet for this particular driver, which would include their certificate of authority, certificate of insurance, and W-9. You can add those attachments here so your dispatcher can just go here to get any paperwork they need about that particular trucking company. Any notes, comments, you can leave notes and comments right here, and they will always be with this card. So once you have a new load pending, or you're negotiating a load, you move them to new load pending. Once that load is booked, move them to book. Once it's in transit, move them to in transit. Then we got delivered, POD pending, and complete. And then they would start over again at awaiting load. So this is just a simple TMS that's free that you can use in the beginning, because there's no use of paying for like a lot of different software programs if you don't need them yet. So if you only have 1 or 2 drivers, or 3 or 4, you can use a simple free TMS like this instead of purchasing one. Once you get more drivers in the pipeline, I would purchase down the road. Our next tool, starter tools eventually max out. Manual updates waste hours and limit your ability to grow. So as you increase your market demand and get more drivers in the pipeline, it will cause you to have to update the tools and systems that you're using, which is a good thing. So more leads is always good. The solution, upgrade to full TMS as you scale. Full TMS platforms automate invoicing, updates, and packets so you can scale with ease. So once you reach the position of needing to scale, I would look into paid TMS systems. Our next tool, rate cons, BOLs, and paperwork get lost in email threads, and that causes disorganized documents, delay payments, and create compliance headaches. You never know when your driver is going to need you to go back and get an old BOL because the factoring company is asking for it. And many times they won't pay your driver until you give them that BOL. So you want to have that somewhere readily accessible. So as another free tool, I recommend using Google Drive. Google Drive stores all dispatch paperwork securely in the cloud, easy to access and share. And you will always have your Google Drive account with you wherever you go, wherever you take your cell phone. So you really want to pretty much be able to run your entire business off your cell phone. You don't want to get in a predicament where you're somewhere away from home and your driver needs a piece of paperwork and you don't have it because it's saved on your computer at home. Next tool, your business only works if you do. Without processes, you can't step away or delegate. You need document SOPs. SOPs let anyone run operations, freeing you to focus on scaling. So you need standard operating procedures, and you can use ChatGPT to create these SOPs for you. But these needs to be standards of operations for your dispatchers. So if it's a set time you would like them to start looking for loads, or if it's a set time they need to reach out to the owner operator in Slack, or any standard operating procedures when it comes to booking loads, you want all your dispatchers executing on one page. So that's when you, as a dispatching business CEO, you develop SOPs. Next tool, doing everything yourself leads to burnout. And who wants to burn out? You didn't start a business to burn out. You started a business to make more money than you ever had and to thrive. So that pain will create bottlenecks. It'll prevent growth and slow your momentum. So the solution is virtual support staff, VSS. Virtual support staff plug into your systems and handle operations so you can scale faster. So you want a team of dispatchers working for you from day one, a team of expert dispatchers. And that's what the Freight Dispatcher Bootcamp allows you to do. It's a plug and play system. So after you scaled your business and you have more leads coming in your pipeline than you can handle, you want to create a solution down in your operations phase, and that's having virtual support staff. Here we go. Big one, payments and agreements. Problem: collecting payments is clunky and unprofessional. The pain that causes you chasing down checks or cash flow delays slows businesses and hurts trust. Once you get those leads in the pipeline and get them dispatched, you do not want to have to chase down payments. One of the most important things in your business. Let's see what we got as a solution. PayPal. PayPal makes payments seamless, secure, and professional. Drivers can pay you instantly, so you'll be able to invoice your drivers with a payment link, and that the payment once received will come directly to your PayPal account, which you can have a PayPal debit card, or you can transfer that into your main business account. So make sure you sign up for a PayPal account today so your payment processing systems can already be in place. Our next tool: onboarding new drivers with paper contracts take too long. It causes delays in agreements, and that equals delays in signing drivers and booking loads. So if you're still sending out PDF agreements, a lot of times your drivers are sitting somewhere at a truck stop when they receive that agreement and they do not have a printer to print out that agreement and then scan it and send it back to you. It takes too long. So what we want to do is remove as much friction as possible, and the solution is jotform.com for your very own electronic dispatch agreement. Jotforms allow drivers to sign dispatch agreements electronically, fast, simple, and trackable. So your driver will receive a link. That link will go to your electronic freight dispatch agreement. They can fill out that entire document on their phone, laptop, or tablet. They can upload their certificate of authority, certificate of insurance, and W-9 to the form, so they don't even have to print that out. They can sign it and agree and then submit it back to you, and you will get an email, and it will also be in your jotform.com account, so you can keep all those agreements organized, all those mini agreements. And don't forget, the agreements that you receive are going to start from your lead generation, like I was saying from the very beginning of this video. So understand, this is an entire step-by-step manifestation, and you have to reverse engineer the plan. With this blueprint, you cover the full life cycle of your business. Marketing, those are the leads you're bringing in. Those are your social media sites. That's your video editing. That's Canva. Sales, that's your AI sales scripts, so you know exactly what to say on a sales call. Operations, that is your dispatching. So operations, your dispatching, that's the load boards and everything you need to increase pipeline flow. And then you have your payments and agreements, which is PayPal and Jotform. Now for the business in a box advantage. So let's talk about the business in a box advantage. So the bootcamp is a plug and play dispatcher business systems. I implement many of the same systems I'll talk about in this video, plus more. So you have a plug and play system. Soon as you plug in to the bootcamp, we're ready to play. We're ready to start generating you some market demand and generating income for your business from day one. Skip over years of trial and error, shortcut to predictable revenue. You already have an expert team of cold callers, video editors, dispatchers, ads managers, and more working for you on day one. Implementation sprints plus mentorship gives you speed and accountability to launch your business and generate cash flow quickly. Peer wins, fuel for your own growth. So once you join the bootcamp, we have members in the bootcamp who are already winning, and they will be there to help you and motivate you also. Tool, strategy, plus support. A business that works with or without you. So you don't want to have to work in your business all the time. You want to be able to work on your business. Click the link below if you want to know more information about our Freight Dispatcher Bootcamp. So links are in the description. Start building today. Begin your first implementation sprint now. There is no need to wait, and you don't need to get permission from anyone. You need to launch your dream business today. Click the link, launch faster, sign drivers sooner, which is in the description below. Don't build alone. Plug into a proven system of people already working as experts so you can position yourself as an expert business from day one. Momentum beats perfection. Take action now. So now you know the essential tools you can't afford to miss if you're serious about building a profitable dispatching business. Don't be like the 97% of new freight dispatchers who fail before they even get started. Be the one who sets up the right way from day one. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more strategies, and most importantly, click the links in the description. You'll get instant access to my free training, Freight Dispatching Done Right, and details about my upcoming 3-day workshop that will fast track your success. This industry rewards those who move fast. So don't wait. Take action today, and I'll see you inside.